This is the story of my two Africas. My life is shaped, in part, by two trips I've made to Africa, exactly 10 years apart. I celebrated my 8th birthday in South Africa with my dad on safari. While there are many great memories, this is also when I had my first exposure to the ugly side of the real world: inequality, racism, and injustice. On each safari, we were guided by a professional hunter who was white and a tracker who was African black. Me, my dad, and the guide were given gourmet lunches. The tracker was given a banana and an orange for his lunch. We were told not to share our food or any of my snacks with the tracker. I remember being confused and wondering why. Our tracker's name was Peter, and I grew to like him. He was funny, and he made sure I was comfortable and having a good time. The first day in the field, I forgot the instructions and shared my lunch and snacks with Peter. That evening, back at camp, my dad was scolded because I broke the rule of sharing my food with the tracker. Later that night, I asked my dad why the trackers were treated differently. He sat me down, and I got my first lesson on discrimination and injustice. But my dad told me that he was proud of me, and I could keep on sharing with Peter. I did, knowing my dad had my back. During our trip, I witnessed several other instances of discrimination. More than the safari, what I remember most about this trip is my shock at how some humans treat other humans with so much indifference and indignity. Fast forward 10 years, one of our family friends is an African American priest originally from Cameroon, Africa. Cameroon is located just above the equator between Nigeria and the Congo. At our dinner table, Father Ntangana often shared stories about the difficulties facing the people of Cameroon, especially the children. In the United States, most of our schools have nice buildings, the latest computers, and Olympic-sized swimming pools. In Cameroon, Father Ntangana told us many schools do not have electricity or even bathrooms. The children there are lucky to have a roof over their heads and a few teachers in the village. Father also mentioned that he had started a non-profit foundation named after his mother to raise funds for education in Cameroon. I asked him how I could help, and he encouraged me to first go and take a look for myself, and then decide if and how I might help. After several months of planning and organizing, I found myself back in Africa with my dad 10 years after our first journey there. This time, however, instead of taking guns, we took supplies and toys and equipment to record my journey. We stayed in Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon, a densely populated city full of hustle and bustle of busy life. The official languages of Cameroon are French and English, though most people here speak French and a native language. One of the families took us deep into the jungle and showed us how they live off the land. They told us that we were the first white people to ever visit their land. Our schedule involved daily visits to schools out in the villages, interviews with 2 bishops, a school principal, and several parents, and an opportunity to interact with the students. 3 soccer matches were arranged for me, and I delivered dozens of soccer balls to the teams, and toys and candy for the small children. My first interview was with Bishop Sostine, the Bishop of Obala, northwest of Yaoundé. He says that education is a priority for his people, but the lack of basic resources is a real problem. In the villages, it is hard to find good teachers. Teachers here get paid only $40 to $60 per month, and they often lack basic supplies like books, paper, and pencils. So it is a challenge to keep them motivated. When I asked him how my friends and I could help, Bishop suggested it would be great if we could find a way to encourage and motivate their teachers.
The major challenges that we have now, first of all, is to create a motivation or create motivation in teachers, because our teachers, they are not very well paid.
My next interview was on the other side of Cameroon. Bishop Faustine is on the far east side of Cameroon, bordering the Central African Republic. The situation in this area is even bleaker. The area is less populated and more remote. Many students have to travel long distances every day just to attend school. Like other schools in Cameroon, they lack the most basic needs, including electricity, water, bathrooms, and school supplies.
We want our schools to be more competitive, not just in our area. In our area, we are the best, that is true. But compared to the nation, we are not the best. So we want our schools to be competitive, to give chances to our children to be competitive with other children. So some equipments are lacking. Computer is a dream.
Despite their bleak situation, what I saw in Cameroon was incredibly inspiring. Against overwhelming odds, the people of Cameroon find ways to educate their children. More than that, all of the people I encountered seem to live happy lives. The floors in their homes may be dirt, the water in the kitchen may come from a water hose, and the light in their house may come from the sun. But these families find a way to make do with what they have. They support one another, they share their food with each other, they play together, and they live together. Their simple lives are not complicated by the things that dominate American life. There is a peace and happiness among them that is tangible. I was most impressed with the parents and the children. Their hopes and dreams are much like ours. They want their children to get a good education so they can get a good job. They want good jobs so that they can support their families. They want to improve the living conditions in their villages, and they know the best way for these improvements to come about is through advancements in education. Before I came here, I expected to see the starving children they show us on American TV and people in the streets begging for food. To my surprise, nobody in Cameroon goes hungry. They have an abundance of natural resources. What I encountered here are humble people of goodwill, people with a strong work ethic and a determination to survive in difficult circumstances. By engaging a culture I was once prohibited from knowing, I found no valid reason for the division or justification for the inequality. Instead, I discovered a people who deserve to be treated with the same respect and dignity as we would treat our own family and friends. These are people that we should help and can help. In consultation with the bishops and other leaders, I conceived of Project Merci as a way of giving me and my friends an opportunity to help. Thanks to Hermes Music Foundation and Alberto Kramerman, Project Merci will be able to coordinate the delivery of hundreds of student desks to Cameroon later this year. Going forward, our main goal will be to offer support for the teachers. The students in Cameroon take an annual school exam used to measure school performance. Project Merci will provide the teachers at the highest performing schools a bonus equal to 3 months' pay. That sounds like a lot of money, but it is only $150 per teacher. So if a school has 10 teachers, $1,500 will provide all of the teachers a bonus equal to 25% of their annual salary. Any extra money we raise will be used to purchase school supplies for the teachers and children. The extra pay will motivate and encourage teachers to be the best they can be. Just $1,500 a year can change a village. With your help, we can change many villages. Africa is the fastest growing continent in the world, and now is the time to engage their people and build relationships with those who will soon become our largest trading partner. You can help by sharing this documentary with others and with your donations. Your contribution can be made through GoFundMe, or tax-deductible contributions can be made through Foundation Neme, a non-profit foundation and sponsor Project Mercy. Foundation Neme will not charge any administrative expenses to the contributions made for Project Mercy. 100 cents of every dollar will go directly to supplement teacher pay and for school supplies and equipment. The project name, Merci, was chosen for the meaning it has in both countries. In English, mercy means to show compassion and kindness towards others. But in French, merci means thank you. I thank you, and the people of Cameroon thank you for your prayers and your support.